10 on Your Side investigates a job training program for veterans financially backed by the city of Norfolk that collapsed. It was supposed to provide them paid training for careers in IT.
But 8 weeks after it began, the offices were empty and the CEO was no longer in town.
Investigative reporter Chris Horn is looking into how this has left several victims in its wake.
Tom and Anita, we figured out where Dale was and how to contact him from his recent arrest in Florida. Veterans looking for a new career had their training derailed. Those vets, the former staff, the city that gave him a grant, and even the office tower where the program was located all say Anthony Dale owes them money. Jate Fields is 21, fresh out of the Navy as a corpsman on the USNS Comfort. Leah Delamarter spent 6 years in the Navy. She's the single parent of 4 teenagers.
For about a year, a little over a year, the kids and I had been praying every single day for financial stability.
They had heard about Social Impact Collective, where they could start careers in IT.
Our prayers were answered. It was amazing. I was excited.
They would get paid training, more than $16 an hour, 40 hours a week. But Fields, Delamarter, and other trainees tell us that SIC owes them thousands of dollars.
We got our first check on time, and from there it went haywire.
The year-long program began November 21st of last year, but 2 months later, it collapsed.
It's just a slap in the face, really.
The trainees aren't the only ones who say Dale owes them money. He had hired a handful of staff to help run the program. We've contacted 3 of those former employees. 2 of them won judgments against Dale last week, including one for $25,000. Delamarter's story was typical of what we heard from 5 other people. Instead of getting her salary, she'd get excuses.
The payroll company he was using didn't put it through. He was going to give us cash. That didn't happen. He was going to write us a personal check. That didn't happen. I went into his office and I said I wasn't going to leave until I had something because I had to feed my children. He did give me some cash.
I just remember we never got it. I know Christmas was the worst Christmas ever.
An attorney for Dominion Tower says the program owes money for back rent on the office space on the 20th floor. But Dale told me that he'll make good on the debts. We found his phone number from records of his January arrest in Jacksonville, Florida.
We're not going to, advocate our responsibilities, right? And so whether it's selling personal assets or anything like that, to make sure we get these individuals covered.
The city of Norfolk, through its subcontractor Opportunity Inc., gave SIC $23,000 to launch the jobs program. But we uncovered that during the application process, Dale was facing charges of passing a worthless check totaling $10,000 to a Jacksonville car dealer. Court officials say he has made $5,500 restitution so far. So the city of Norfolk gave him thousands in economic development dollars while he was being prosecuted for check fraud. The program proposal in Norfolk called for Dale to bring more than $500,000, mostly from private investors.
We had investors just pull out, not randomly, but very abruptly, which caused us significant challenges.
Meanwhile, the veterans who wanted to start new careers are the collateral damage.
I have PTSD really badly, and so mentally I'm kind of fragile on a good day, and it literally put me over the edge.
Anthony Dale insists he's not making out on the $23,000. We asked the city and Opportunity Inc. whether they verified that Dale really had investors. The response, you will have to ask Mr. Dale. Well, we did, and he wouldn't tell us. But why didn't they ask that question before announcing the program? And had they known about the $10,000 bogus check in Florida, would that have stopped the city grant? Their response, we thoroughly vetted the program. Dale told us he would repay the city nearly $20,000 by March 1st. Well, that's today. City spokeswoman says they haven't heard from him. Opportunity Inc., meanwhile, says it's reviewing its policies and training programs to see if changes should be made. Chris Horn, 10 on Your Side.